Hello once again and welcome to World of Women, Wow for Women, where we're trying to bring back the values. And joining us today as host is Kemi Yusufu. I am Moji Danisa.
Hi guys, it's great having you on another captivating edition of World of Women, Wow. How was your weekend? Hope it was great. My name is Rahila Lassa.
Like earlier introduced, my name is Kemi Yusufu and I'm very happy to be here today.
Yeah. Let's look at what's trending today, or what's trending now. It doesn't have to be this week. What's trending now? We have a man who actually sold his wife for 1.4 million naira and sold his son, his 2-year-old son, for 600,000 naira. That makes it two. He sold two people closest to him for 2 million naira. A 36-year-old man, Kingsley Essien, allegedly.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. It's all over the social media. Yeah. I was shocked. In fact, it was heart-wrenching. You know, how could a man do that? Mm-hmm. And what really beats my imagination was, you know, when I was growing up as a teenager, I read a lot of novels, romantic novels, and in one of them, I saw an expression for the first time that the fury of a jealous man, the fury of a jealous man is worse than hell.
And this one is not a jealous man.
Well, yes, agreed. But you know, there is this perception about men that they guard what they love jealously.
Yes.
So what could have prompted? Yes.
So it should be.
So what happened?
Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And you're looking beautiful.
Thank you. You too.
And we always like your view. your view is fierce, as fierce as you are.
Thank you.
The man sold his family.
I'm
his whole family.
You know, I'm yet to, you know, even be able to compose myself to react to that kind of scenario where a man sold his family. So, I mean, is there nothing else he could have done with his life? I mean, there no other way to raise money to earn an income, and then he turns and, you know, sells his wife into, you know, sexual slavery. Yeah. And then while she's away, you take your 2-year-old son who can talk, who has already called you father, and you sell him like a loaf of bread. And you don't, and you're not worried about what they're going to do with the boy. You didn't sell him to ritual killers. You know, my immediate reaction was, where can we find this child? That was my first reaction.
Exactly.
That I hope the police can, you know, find the child. Yes. And I was just really hoping against hope that he sold them maybe a desperate couple, so that it's not like he didn't sell them to ritual killers and the boy has become, you know,
or maybe human traffickers.
I mean, so it's a very awful thing to think about, and I just hope that the police can prosecute the case very well, very convincingly, and send him away for a very long time.
Why is this now such a trend in our society? We had a young man who he attempted to use his mother for rituals. Probably the same money ritual.
It's a get-rich-quick syndrome. You know, I hate to sound this way, but that is the truth. The love for materialism. If you don't have money, you're not a success in Nigeria now. You know, so you see people that might have a PhD, you might have raised 40 graduates as a lecturer. You're not seen as a, you don't say, once you don't have money, you're not a rich person. You're not given much regard. So people now become desperate, you know.
And just this morning, I was watching TV where some boys were apprehended in Benin.
Wow.
What they did, they came from Delta State and they saw a poster, a signboard, a signage of a native doctor.
Wow.
And they went in there and said, could he help them with money ritual?
Well, so
and the man called the police.
Wow.
They were friends.
Yes, I think that's a good one.
So coming back to this man who sold his family, his whole family, how terrible. What should women look out for? I mean, how can your own person, the person you trust the most in the world, should be your husband or your wife, and this person is selling you into slavery?
I think it's instinct. It's instinct, because even in relationships, when you are in a relationship with the opposite sex and something is wrong, your instinct tells you there is something that makes you feel something is just fishy, or there is something that is just not in place.
And there's something they call feminine instinct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so how much more marriage? So I think many people don't trust their instinct until when, you know, whatever it is, whatever evil or bad is done, and they begin to regret
but that
it.
instinct doesn't come all the time.
But some people, like she said, some people see the signals but they ignore it. You know, love is a very strong, at the same time, weak emotion. So you see this terrible person you're dating. In the case of this man, he brainwashes the woman to, you know, be trafficked for sexual, you know, commercial sex work.
Oh, did she know she was going?
Yeah, probably he
for
would
that.
give her, you know,
okay, he didn't give her the details.
like the usual scenario of saying we have work for you somewhere, and when you get there, being female, you're now forced into, you know, commercial sex work. And it must have taken the woman a lot to make it back, because we hear the harrowing stories of those who managed to wiggle themselves out of that, you know, terrible you know, situation and come back, and then she comes back and then finds out that her child has been sold. You know, it's a terrible thing. I feel for the woman so much, and I hope, like I said earlier, that the police can find that child wherever
we do hope,
the child is.
We pray the police tracks the child, they take it seriously, and track that child. It's not only male who are doing these things. Females too. There are females who are getting involved in such heinous crimes.
Well, crime is as old as man, and both genders are, you know, involved in crime. But if we do talk statistically, you know, in strict terms, there are much more men doing that, you know, that committing crime.
Men are going to argue that. So, like Rahila said, it's instinctive. It's something that is natural to women to sense danger. I think so. In fact, natural to every human being to sense danger. Once your mind, your inner mind, tells you this is wrong, this is not good, please don't do it. Once you see a man who is desperate, or a woman who is desperately in love with money, don't be. I'm not saying don't be in love with men, but when you are bizarrely, desperately out of this world in love
and then lazy,
with,
not ready to work for that money.
Yes,
exactly,
and he's
lazy. The first thing that came to my mind was laziness. He wanted quick money.
Yes.
And to think that he's a young man, 36 he's still young.
He's still young.
He's still strong.
Very
so
young.
He could have had, you know, looked for a legal way of making money.
And what will 2 million do in today's world?
Exactly.
You know, there are many young men out there. That's one thing you can't take from Nigerian man, no matter what. They are very, they like, they strive. That's why wherever they go
work
to,
very hard.
Everybody, Kenyan women want to marry them.
South African,
American white men want to marry them because they are hardworking. You see a Nigerian man, he's doing how many jobs? He's still going to doing 2 masters in, you know, in how many years? So it's, for me, it's shameful to see a Nigerian man who is lazy. It's quite a shameful thing, because the average Nigerian man, no matter what you say about him, no matter your complaints, it's quite hardworking. They are from the blue collar jobs to the white collar to the tech jobs to everything. See a Nigerian man ready to work to earn his income and be able to, you know, live a decent life and then do whatever he really wants to do.
Get rich quick syndrome.
Yeah, syndrome, exactly.
It's disgusting.
A lot of damage.
It's really, really bad, and it's because actually, like you said, we glorify materialism.
Yes,
You see somebody who is rich, you don't know where the money is coming from.
Just have the money.
And and you sing his praise. Musicians become what they call a lyric.
You know,
that's what they call them.
They sing his praise
for
them. Remember Wadume?
And the youths run after them.
Was on his printed posters to contest for, you know, I think it's a House of Assembly, or was it House of Reps? Not because he was so-called rich man in that, but nobody asked him until he was caught to be.
So we needed a lot of enlightenment in this regards, and we do hope that the National Orientation Agency, which is set up by government to do things like this, should take it up and also follow up with the case of the little boy who was sold. We'll be back. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll be focusing on designer wives and designer wives. You'll be wondering what designer wives is. Well, we'll tell you when we come back. And Rafat Salami, our in-house gender expert, will be joining us via Zoom. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Stay tuned though, it's designer wife.
Proud to be a woman. Hello, I'm Funke Akindele Bello, and this is Amen Estate Phase 3, selling fast. With the development of Amen Estate Phase 1 and 2, we all can see that Red Brick Homes is consistent with the delivery of their services. This land is dry land. You don't need to fill the land. Just build your houses and move in. You can pay over a period of 6 months or 12 months. Amen Estate Phase 3. Tap into it today.
Explore our truly made in Nigeria branded automobiles. Our fleet of vehicles include the Nord 10, Nord Max, Nord Tusk, Nord Fleet, Nord A3 sedan, Nord A5 SUV, Nord A7 SUV, and many more. Whatever model you choose to suit your need, they all come in stylish designs with high quality interior and space. Nord range of automobiles provides you with the safety, comfort, and driving experience you deserve. Own any of our unique Nigerian branded automobiles and you will guarantee top-notch sales and after-sales service. Nord Automobile, made for and by Nigerians.
Nord, 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 Nord. Proud to be a woman.
Welcome back to World of Women, Wow for Women, a program designed to bring back values, as you can see. Now we shall be focusing on the so-called designer wives. We have our gender expert, Rafat Salami, on. She's joining us on Zoom right now. Welcome, Rafat. Hi.
Good to have you in the house.
Rafat. Do you know what designer wives is?
Well, you'll be wondering which one is designer wives again. All those ladies that go into marriage, that cannot cook, can't take care of their selves, can't take care of the home, and how do you want to do it?
We have Rafa to tell us about designer wives, but I think we've lost her on Zoom right now. But she'll be back. She'll be back to tell us about designer wives. But let's talk about it. Women, female ladies, traditionally, the female child is trained, is tutored, is lectured, is nurtured, is groomed to go to her husband's house knowing how to do certain chores, which most important of it, I think, is cooking. Cooking and hygiene, taking care of the house. And these days we have young ladies who don't even have that basic, they don't have a little of it, of that basic training. They just go there and they go to their husband's house and they think, okay, I can just sit here, watch my TV every day, go to my job, come back, meet food, maybe get a maid who does everything. I mean, marriages are breaking down. Men are looking for other women who can do that.
In other words, wife material.
Wife material, so-called wife material.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
Well, you know, I have a very radical view about that because I believe that the role of the woman and the role of, you know, her role in the family is changing.
Okay.
In those olden days, you could expect.
I think we have Rafat now in the house. Rafat is here. So, Rafat. Hello, Rafat. We can see you. Hi.
Hello, Rafat.
Okay, we're having issues with Zoom. She will still join us because I'd like to hear her view, and you like to too. I'm sure it's something you really love to hear because she's another small radical.
Yeah, so as I was saying, if a woman goes to work, if a woman contributes to the well-being, to the financial status, to the socio-economic status of the family, I don't expect that, you know, a woman goes home, comes back late. In some places like Lagos, she's been in traffic for hours. You know, she's worked so hard, you know, to help bringing home the bacon. It's no longer the days of only the man bringing home the bacon. So the woman comes back home from work, and you still expect her to be the one to cook and clean. And then when she doesn't do that every day, you now adjudge her as a failed wife.
No, as a designer wife.
As a designer wife.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I would like to also mention that the truth is that, like we all know, more women are earning good incomes. More women are able to stand on their own, to do anything that they want to do, pay for their PhD in Harvard, build a 3-story mansion, whatever they want to do. They can buy anything they want. So women too can also pay for those services. Yeah. You know, instead of having to do it themselves.
But the man does not want the service from another person. The man wants the service. Traditionally speaking, the man wants the service from his wife. He wants to know that I'm married to this wife, because
culture evolves.
Culture evolves, but our traditional practices have not evolved. Before a man marries a wife, he goes to pay her bride price. People still pay bride price. Yeah.
In most cases,
your bride price must be paid.
The dowry is what really takes the money. In most cases, the bride price is just about, at times, 10 naira, 20 naira, 100 naira. It's symbolic. Okay. It's symbolic. The bride price is symbolic. It's kind of like traditional legalism.
But that means there's still tradition.
Exactly.
There's the tradition
comes with expectations.
And the tradition comes with expectations. Yes. Thank you. And that expectation is, I'm taking this your daughter away, and she's going to at least
become my partner. And
be my partner, but no, not my slave. Definitely not my slave. Yeah. We're not saying the girl child or the wife or whatever, or the bride should be able to do, should just cook from morning till night, take care of the home from morning till night. No, but there are some basics that she should know. Like cooking, for example. I'm very particular about cooking, because I go to some houses that invite me for dinner, and I just wonder, how does this man cook?
And you were talking about delegating.
To hire.
All right, you are talking about.
My husband would not eat a cook's food in my house.
That's a very traditional. That's a very.
He's a very traditional man.
Yeah. Will not. And again, you talked about paying for these services. As a woman, I'm not against you paying for these services. You could have some house helps, but then how do you know when you don't know the right thing to do? How do you know they are doing it properly? Like cooking, how do you know, when you don't know how to cook, how do you give her instructions on the right measurement to use? Because you have to be a supervisor, even in your home. You have to tell her, okay, this is what I want to do. The flowers should be here, the cotton should be, you should understand colors, you should understand positionings. You should understand hygiene. So even if you are going to delegate these responsibilities, you should know what you're doing.
Of course, I support raising children, because I always say one thing: raising a child goes beyond paying school fees and all of that. Even the education of a child, to a certain extent, the parent too should be involved. I get embarrassed when I see parents saying, "Now pay school fees. Why is child be?" You're the one that grooms your child, raises your child to be a well-behaved person, an all-rounder. But it should be the boy and the girl child. And then cooking is a life skill. Okay, it's not a gender skill. It's not a gender skill.
Technology. Zoom is ready at last. Let's see Hajia Arafat. Hajia.
Nice to see you all.
Yeah, we've heard your voice now. Welcome to the show again this week.
Thank you so much.
So we are discussing designer wives. Do you know what designer wives are?
I've been listening and wondering how we came to that point of having designer wives, because men have been designer men since I knew them. They found easier ways of doing things. Yeah. But when a woman finds an easier way to run her house, run her family, run her life, then we give her a label. She has become a designer wife. Or can we start by asking men to go back to farming the way they used to farm and sweat? Because we also want to see them sweat. Or do we ask them to wash their clothes the way it used to? Or they should go hunting. We actually like bushmeat too, don't we? So you should go hunting. You see, life has moved and we need to move. Paying my bride price.
This life has not moved in Africa, in this our society. This life has not moved beyond some traditional practices. which I just mentioned. I mentioned the bride price that is being paid and the expectations, right, as Rahila mentioned, of the man. Every man loves to eat his wife's food. And now we have cases of young girls who cannot cook. Should the man be the cook for the girl? That is my question. These things are breaking homes.
If women are bringing, also helping to send children to school.
Kemi mentioned that cooking is a life skill. It's not gender specific at all. Kemi, you mentioned it, that cooking is a life skill. It's not gender specific. So why are we not asking everybody to cook? Everybody should learn how to cook. Yes, if I can cook for my family, I love to cook. I love to cook for my family.
But
and I want to see everybody enjoy my meal.
When we are talking about
but my husband should join me.
When we are talking about husband and wife, there are rules, there are clear rules. There are clear rules, natural rules.
If we
say why don't we say a man should go and pay, a woman should go and pay bride price now?
No, the bride price is not buying the person into slavery. It's legalizing your relationship traditionally by saying this woman, in the face of our family, in the face of our community, in the face of everybody that knows, the face of government, because even Nigerian law recognizes traditional marriage.
Yeah.
So you're legalizing your relationship with that woman, so that you have the woman, and you know, in traditional marriage, the rights of the woman also is protected, because that's also saying that this is man by law is my husband. Just in case of anything happens. So the payment of bride price doesn't make the woman a slave or a second, second class citizen in the home.
But it's what we are trying to say. It also comes with expectation. Especially as an African woman, you are expected to know some things, to understand some certain rules. We are not saying that it is wrong for you to raise the boy child, to teach him to cook, to teach him to do all this the house chores. We are not saying it is wrong for you to do that. You understand? But what we are trying to say is, it is also good for the lady or for the girl child to know these roles before she gets married. She should be groomed. We know.
Okay, so every woman,
you see, okay. Let me talk from my own perspective, my demography, my age. I'm a grandma. Every woman loves to cook for her husband. If you are in love with a man, if you fall in love with a man today, I tell you the truth, nobody will nudge you, nobody will even give you advice. Your brain will tell you, there's this thing that comes over you, that you just want to cook for him, you just want to make him happy, you just want him to be pleased with you. It's a thing of the mind. It's a gesture of is it romance or of whatever happens to you when you are in love.
I think it's the connection between the two of you.
Some people, what they call acts of service.
Okay. Now we're going to Zoom again. We're having some communication problem. Aja, please, bear with us.
Okay, so
you're back on the show.
I was enjoying the conversation really about you saying the traditional role of women. Women have traditional roles.
I know,
but women have crossed the traditional roles of women. We have crossed it. Men used to have traditional roles of being the sole breadwinners. We go to work the same time, come back the same time, and then we jump into the kitchen. We do so much. In fact, I was in a program last week by Pathfinder and Shiforo, and one of the conversations was the poverty of time that women suffer. We have a huge constraint of poverty of time. We don't have time to do anything because we are multitasking, we are doing everything, and most of the things we are multitasking are unpaid work.
We'll take a break now. I'm sure Aja has been in love before. I think she understands what I'm talking about. When you are in love, you don't mind being a slave, Jerry. We'll be back. We'll be back. Let's take a break now.
Love is a strong emotion anyway. I have to accept.
I'm proud to be a woman.
Hello, I'm Funke Akindele Bello, and this is Amen Estate Phase 3, selling fast. With the development of Amen Estate Phase 1 and 2, we all can see that Red Brick Homes is consistent with the delivery of their services. This land is dry land. You don't need to fill the land. Just build your houses and move in. You can pay over a period of 6 months or 12 months. Amen Estate Phase 3. Tap into it today.
Explore our truly made in Nigeria branded automobiles. Our fleet of vehicles include the Nord 10, Nord Max, Nord Tusk, Nord Fleet, Nord A3 sedan, Nord A5 SUV, Nord A7 SUV, and many more. Whatever model you choose to suit your need, they all come in stylish designs with high quality interior and space. Nord range of automobiles provides you with the safety, comfort, and driving experience you deserve. Own any of our unique Nigerian branded automobiles and you will guarantee top-notch sales and after-sales service. Nord Automobile, made for and by Nigerians.
Hello and welcome back to World of Women, Wow for Women, and we're still discussing the so-called designer wives. Are you a designer wife? Try not to be. Honestly, so it's really not encouraging. It's not encouraging what I see. But then the other day I went to Lugbe and I saw a grooming school. And I was wondering, a grooming school, and I realized, I saw a lot of girls around, and I realized that parents are actually taking girls to school to groom them. What are they grooming them for? Those days we used to have finishing school.
Maybe for poise and courage. It doesn't necessarily have to make them...
Why should they have poise and courage? Is it not for a man?
Not necessarily. It's for you to... If you're a female president, you need poise and courage. You know, if you're a female CEO, you need poise and courage. If you're... You know, any woman generally, every human being needs poise and courage. And in fact, finishing schools in Europe used to be for very high profile people, for princes and princesses and all that. It wasn't for regular people.
Yeah. I can tell you, we are running out of time, but I can tell you that if you go there into their curriculum, you will find home economics somewhere.
Yeah, okay, that's not
and like,
well,
even before now, people from the south, the Calabars, people from the Cross River particularly,
yeah, they have the fattening room. Well, we don't have much time to talk about that again.
Ladies.
We don't have much time. It's been World of Women, Wow for Women. Try to, from what you've seen from this show, try to prepare your boy child and your female child for marriage. It's not just a woman's responsibility, it's also a man's responsibility to know how to take care of himself and his home. But then the woman has her own role to play. We'll be back same time next week. Bye for now. I am Moji Danisa.
I am Regina Lessa. See you next week.
And I'm Kemi Yusufu. Pleasure being here. Thank you.